I don't know how people do it, man. I do not understand how people live in states where they cannot be drafting battle royales right now. I have no idea how people are doing this. Every day, I'm just looking at my phone and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with my hands? I am literally the Talladega Nights meme. What do I do with these right now? There are so many fun plays I'm trying to get in on right now. I want to be snatching up some of that Justin Fields, man. I want to be in this primetime Palooza that looks electric, that has Lions and Rams added to it. And I just can't do it. But we're having fun in our own merit here. We had a good sweat last night in the games. Then we'll talk through what's going down with the ship chasing crew. We got the big ship chasing party tonight. But where's my guy Ned's takes at? Because a little birdie told me that he's been having some success in the MLB streets and that he had a particular tight end as his highest exposed in the primetime Palooza, bro. Enlighten me.
Yeah, I mean, everything's just coming up my way so far. Knock on wood, fingers crossed, etc. But yeah, a lot of Isaiah Likely. I didn't like go overboard. At first, he was like 33%. I wish I stuck with that. I ended up
Mm-hmm.
capitulating and flattening out my tight end exposure, where I had the least amount of Kelsey, and it was like Likely, Musgrave after the Kraft news of him being hurt, and then I ended up getting a lot more Andrews as we got closer to lock because I'm like, man, it's Mark
Yeah.
Andrews and he's healthy. Like, come on, let's be real. But I still had most Likely in
Mm-hmm.
my exposures, so I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. We should have some fun sweats tonight.
Yeah, it was fun last night because we had a lot of likely and worthy anytime touchdown stuff, and we had the spicy pickums that we built previously prior to coming that encapsulated some of that stuff too. So that was really fun. That kind of like as a community last night, everyone was on the likely train. So
Yeah,
it was pretty good. It was yeah, it was nice to see him utilized, man, because as my highest owned tight end in BBM, the thesis was partly contingent and
yeah.
partly it was partly contingent and it was partly more two tight end sets for that team and that he's actually a baller. But yeah, I'll be quick to remind myself and everybody around that we victory lapped the shit out of Gabe Davis 2 years ago and CEH's two touchdown
Oof.
performance in the opener a couple years back. So I mean, let's temper our expectations right now, but it's a fun start to
Sure.
Primetime Palooza.
Yeah, yeah, definitely a fun start to that slate, which like those small slates, man, so much crazy shit can happen that it just kind of made sense. I mean, I was not expecting a smash performance, but if anything else, like, oh, maybe it's a, no tight end separates type of slate.
Mm.
And I have a lot of Likely and he was cheap and I'm now beating other flex positions. So we'll take it however we can get it, man. But super fun. And man, I just last year, John, I was not very much a primetime Palooza drafter. I know you were, and you trying to get
Mm-hmm.
me on there. I was like, I can't. No, this year I'm going to be all in on these. At least while they're fun. I mean, we have such fun primetime games that I
Yeah.
can't get away from them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pumped for tonight. It's so cool that they introduced this Friday night game for an opening week like this because, especially for the Primetime Palooza sets, like selfishly sets it up so great that we don't have to wait till Sunday to conclude one slate. And then we also have now Sunday to tack on to the Friday slate. So we're going to get one extra Primetime Palooza out of the first week, and they're going to be closer together. So, yeah, man,
Yeah.
fun football game last night. Did you watch the entirety of it? What do you get any takeaways? Like just outside of the obvious worthy, likely, and Justice Hill kind of like usage there.
Yeah, yeah, I did watch pretty much all of it. I mean, what an awesome first game. First of all,
Mm-hmm.
awesome football game. Um, my takeaways are everyone has like the obvious takeaways like you said. I think we're gonna probably be paying too much for Worthy next week if he's on the main slate. I'm not sure, but like volume wise, like I don't know that he's like a great play moving forward, but just
Mm-hmm.
so sick to see him score 2 touchdowns there. I think there's some good analysis on Andrews where like, I'm not panicking on Mark Andrews, but some good like tangible reasons why not to panic was he was double covered on like more
Mm-hmm.
than he's ever been double covered in his last like 3 years. The Chiefs always tend to lock down Mark Andrews. it's week one. There's really no need to strongly panic. It's not like likely he was on the field more than him. They shared the field together. So no need to
Yeah.
panic there, I think, is like the big thing.
Yeah, one thing that we were talking about last night is like, man, Chiefs defense might actually just be good. You know, like
Oh, of
Chiefs
course.
defense
Of
might
course.
be like legit, and then like Trent McDuffie's been like one of the best, good UW boy, by the way, good, one of the best like slot cover corners around. And when you keep moving the tight ends around and stuff like that, you saw Likely on the perimeter like way more often than you saw Mark Andrews on the perimeter, which means he was probably getting some piece of linebacker plus slot corner on him, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Just, well, we were watching obviously, and we're watching intently, but we were more sweating and having fun. But that was kind of
Yeah.
like our collective takeaway there was, yeah, in lockstep with you, like not crazy panic season. But there was one good spicy take going around last night. I got to credit my guy Lawrence with it, that everybody was kind of in unison with, where it was like, man, all that stuff that Kelsey used to feast on is exactly what Rice does now. You know, it's I'm not gonna call flippening fully yet, but like if they want to like keep him healthy for the postseason, they want to do some creative stuff with that. Man, we might get 14 regular season games out of Kelsey, like 14 out of the 17 that we care about, and those 800s and twos, they might be Jover, man.
Dude, I want to ask you, I mean, like, I don't want to jump the shark.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not making any sort of definitive statement here. By your eye test, from what you saw, did Travis Kelsey look better than Noah Gray last night?
No, but they were used very differently. I mean, Noah Gray's interesting because he got the extension,
Just got
right? But like,
extended.
yeah, they view Noah Gray like they trust him so much in the run game blocking stuff. That's what
Yeah.
like Gretchen and Crane kept pointing out last night was like, man, he's on the field a shit ton, but it's primarily like down blocking kind of deal. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, like he moves nice, and they signed him for a reason, right? So interesting,
Yeah.
yeah, interesting how they're
Yeah.
planning for the future in real time.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Just a super fun football game in general. I'm glad I didn't fall for the Rashad Bateman stuff after 1 week. You
Yeah,
know, I mean, there's still more football to be played, but I think I'm going to go ahead and victory lap, not falling for the Rashad Bateman psyop for yet another year. I removed myself from that. 2 years, 2 years being a victim, John. Finally get to
yeah.
remove myself from that, and no regrets thus far.
Okay, the one more I got to hit on here, Nez,
Yeah,
kind of goes in lockstep with that one. Devontae Walker being a like full participant all week long, and then a healthy inactive on game one, like that's kind of bearish there. But maybe, maybe he can find his way in over like Aguilar or whatever in the future. Though they play kind of like
sure.
different positions, and be like him and Bateman, I guess. Um, that one obviously kind of bearish, but I gotta say, my boy Juju Smith-Schuster getting a red zone
Okay.
target there, almost got a touchdown. Directionally accurate. Dare we say, as a scroll the F down in the
Yeah.
Primetime Palooza?
John,
He was out there for the
I
first
hate to
snap
say
of
it.
the season.
I hate to say it, John. You deserve some props there. I mean, you're the only person. You're the only person brave enough to go on an internet show and say something positive about Juju. You absolutely deserve some props there.
Yeah, no, I did directionally accurate. Dare we say?
Yeah, we'll
Man,
take
pretty
it.
good.
I'm
Okay,
gonna bring up the platform.
yeah. I'm hearing a couple things in the chat right here that we got to
Yeah,
address on.
yeah. First things first, though. Let me get us our right overlay. Promos out the ass on Underdog,
Yeah,
dude.
man.
I got the Saquon unlocked. They had this available for people that played an anytime touchdown or a first quarter touchdown. It was a tweet yesterday, so if you missed it, I apologize. Make sure you follow Underdog and turn on notifications so you don't miss that. So I have a Saquon promo today. Pumped about that. Still got vulture protection, and most importantly, dude, we have a contest up. Bash Bros Brawl is
Oh,
back.
there it is, baby. Did you mention it on Wednesday when Pete was talking about the Deposit Kingdom one?
I actually don't think I did because it wasn't up. So it kind of
Yeah.
like slipped my mind. And we were like, we were kind of on a time crunch because he had some things to take care of before he was flying out to Vegas. So I didn't like hype it up as much as I probably should have, but it's here now, and now's our chance to give it some love, I guess.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's just hop in right now and just talk through stuff on the fly here. This will be the same slate as the BR slate each week. Obviously, the Deposit Kingdom one was a 3 max $10. We wanted to go back to our roots here of the finding scrolls and GM combos and make this a 3-person lobby and do some rapid fire drafts with it and stuff. Beautiful stuff that Hope and Numi spun up there for us.
Yeah, no, this is gonna be it's gonna be a lot of fun because I mean, week one, a lot of ambiguity and a ton of plays where we can get scrolly. So I'm really excited to see how this lobby turns out. John, speaking of scrolly, we've got the Russell Wilson calf tightness, not practicing. Schefter keeps talking about it. I mean, the latest blurb is Russell Wilson hopes to play in week 1. No shit.
So
you don't say. He hopes. I'm gonna need more than that. I'm gonna need more than hope, because it's clearly, not up to him. The team is holding him out because he's got a tight calf. He's 37 years old. Calf tightness tends to precede Achilles tearing.
Oh, no, don't say it. But yes, I know what you're leading to.
But it does. That's why they're being so careful. When you're 37 with a tight calf.
Right.
I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying that's why they're being cautious here. For the first pick or the second pick in the Badge Bros brawl here, I do think that these wide receivers stand out.
Yeah, I'm good with CeeDee Lamb. I like CeeDee Lamb a lot this week. Obviously, the Chase stuff is a
it's weird.
It's very weird. He had the weird quote today talking about Justin Jefferson and the pennies. 1 penny more than him. No, I want to blow him out of the water. Like blah blah blah.
I didn't hear that.
Aggressive. Oh yeah, I retweeted it earlier. There, Coach Speaking had it, and he's like, I don't want to beat him by a penny. I want to bury him, or kind of like something like that. Paraphrasing, obviously.
Gulp.
Yeah, it was very strange. Let's take the aforementioned Justin Jefferson here, and then let's do some scrolling at the running back position, man. Because I think that feels like a good spot to scroll. Yeah, I think that's where the projected points you can make up this week. Like, I'd be really into like this build with like Shroud and Schultz, something like that, where you leverage off what everybody else is playing with Schultz, and then you get 2 scrolled running backs kind of deal.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. This guy has Nico, so we should probably do Stroud here.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. And then, I do like the idea of, we get the yards with Stroud, but the touchdowns through Schultz. I think that's fun. I'm a huge Schultz slappy. So no pushback there from me. Achane still on the board. I wonder do you think James Cook will be like a technical scroll on this slate? I mean,
it'll
RB8.
Be close. Yeah, RB8
only 6 go.
Yeah, I mean, I think because of it being like the highest implied team total and the highest implied game total or second highest total game.
Yeah.
I think people will find their way to it more so than like, a couple names below like Mixon or whatever. Actually, while we're on it, let's just take Schultz and then keep scrolling, man.
It doesn't matter. It incentivizes us to scroll even further.
Exactly. One thing I'd say when I'm staring at this right now that came to top of mind, James Conner in the Pick'em lobby, I was really liking 53.5 higher on the rushing yards.
Okay. I like that.
I mean, dude, they've given us every indication that he's going to be bell cow. He's going to be first crack. The splits yesterday, shout out to my guy Matt, Wu-Tang Killer Bees, was talking through the splits with me when we were at Top Golf there of with and without Matt Milano in that defense and the rushing efficiency. Yeah. I think James Conner is a decent little pick this week.
Let's take him. I love the shout about missing Matt Milano. I think that is going to affect them in many ways. Connor being one, McBride. I was trying to say McGronk, and I said McBronk. McGronk included with Matt Milano missing there. There's a chance that this Bills defense is just like all we just need them to be is just like not strong. I think against this Cardinals offense, and we got fireworks in that game. So very much looking forward to that matchup. You know, without Matt Milano, there's going to be a pretty big deal. I mean, we get whatever we want at running back here. I mean, I just because it's a scroll and I like the week one, the potential week one usage. Well, we have Jefferson, so maybe Aaron Jones, not the move in a 3-person contest there. Anything that you like from the running backs, or we could even do wide receiver.
We let's do running back because I think we're 1-2-2-1 pilled a little bit in our minds recently. I'd like to scroll further than some of these names. I mean, like Cook on the other side of that game's not terrible, but you don't really want running backs either side. Mostert for the leverage. ETR has Singletary popping.
Yeah,
And that's a run back off of Jefferson. So you can pick between those two.
let's do Mostert. I really like the leverage off of H and Hill in that game.
Yeah, me too.
And like it's just one of those things like week one, just seems like a really strong week one play. I don't know. He's gonna get the most of the carries there.
The McDaniel stuff, like all the talk from the McDaniel stuff has been like, yo, it's gonna be committee. We're gonna ride the hot hand. We're gonna like that sort of deal. So I mean, I imagine that like they start with the guy they trust, the guy that they set the franchise record in touchdowns last year. And if he gets going early and they're scoring some touchdowns early, they get down there on a couple big plays to Tyreek, and then he punches one in kind of deal. I think we're just gonna be like, oh, positive script. This is a Mostert game.
Exactly, right? That's kind of like what I'm envisioning, and it's not fun to be the Achane fader. That is like the most least fun stance to take, but
yeah,
I would really we're paying so much for Achane, and I mean, I think we are. That like if it does turn out like, oh shit, like Achane gets 15 touches and it could have easily been like a 10 touch game and he's getting 15 touches. All right, then I'll play him next week. But like,
yeah,
I really do think that we're looking at like a 10 touch, 75% outcome. And again, like, I'm sorry to everybody's favorite, like, fun running back. I have a ton of Achane in best ball. I will capitulate if it turns out this dude has a larger role than I think after week one. But to me, the way that I like to play these games, if there's a player that I just do not agree with, and they're getting drafted every single time with high capital, that's just something that I'm not going to have.
Yeah, let's flip it this time. Let's do Bijan. Let's do
Okay.
your boy Bijan here and do something a little different now that we did the Jefferson CD thing last time.
Yeah, good shout there.
I don't know if you yesterday morning I was still lying in bed there and caught a little bit of the Davis and Endgame Syndicate with Brick and Nerdy Tenor. They're talking through
I was in and out of that.
Yeah, talking through some of the sim stuff. I missed the sim stuff associated with Primetime Palooza, but I was really intrigued by pushing up. Like, obviously, like the sim is like a work in progress, and like I was really intrigued by how it was pushing up quarterback for them and pushing up some of these, like pushing up like positions that we wouldn't traditionally push up in this contest. So it was pushing up the onesies, and then it was just going, hey, the projection is the same for X wide receiver and X whatever. Who do you got there? Trey McGronk?
Yeah, just as like a stud tight end, then we can just wanted to get a good pickup and then save us some scrolls while you were talking there. But yeah, no, I do think that it's interesting.
Yeah, because and I think like some of the ownership projections will be like inherently flawed because they won't bake in ADP enough and they'll be too reliant on projection. So they're giving the community like too much respect for being like, oh, Zach Moss and Devin Singletary like look the same on paper, so they'll be like both 20% owned or something. And it's just like that's not the anchoring effect of ADP is like way stronger than that. But
I want to talk about really cool. That stream after this draft. I just hopped to send another one real quick just to get another one in. We can go wide receiver here. We can go Nico. I love that game. We can go Evans. I love Evans matchup there too.
Let's do Evans. Let's do Evans. I think
Yeah,
the
yeah, I
weather's
agree.
looking
We got
better.
always got to go for the lower guy in this contest.
Yeah,
The
let's
lower
do that.
ADP.
And then I think I kind of like Devontae Adams too.
Yeah, yeah. Adams is a fun scroll here. And
Yeah.
then I would probably we could do like a naked Richardson or
Yeah, his sim loved that. They kept telling you to do it naked Richardson.
Yeah. Do you want to do that first?
I don't know. With McGronk, I don't mind doing like the Kyler stack too.
Yeah, if we miss
So
out. Okay.
yeah, so let's do the Adams and get what we want there, and then we can decide between this next one.
Yeah, we know Singletary has a good projection. I don't know what. Okay, so like initial take with the Cincinnati wide receivers with Higgins not practicing today, Chase saying that he's not going to play like full snaps. Does that make you bearish or let me just say less excited about Moss and Chase Brown this week if they're not going to be like at full strength?
Yeah, probably. Like I think
Yeah, I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good for them.
Traditional wisdom would be like, oh yeah, this is now they have all the opportunity in the world and they're gonna have to focus on the run more. And it's like, no, this just means the team's gonna be more inept at moving the ball and those green zone touches are gonna go away comparatively. Yeah, you make the pick here, dude. You go with who do you got at the top there?
Little cheeky Joe Mixon.
Oh, Joe Misdemeanor, why not?
Yeah, your boy, your absolute boy, who you would ride or die and defend to the grave. Yes. No fact checking there. And then we'll push the plane and take Richardson. Yeah, no, dude, okay, cool. That was a really interesting stream yesterday. I love I know some people maybe they see Nerdy Tenor in the BR streets and they might be like scared by that.
Yeah. Yep.
I think the more time he spends in these streets, the more, I mean, he already put out a tweet that said like, these daily drafts are addictive. Like, right. Yes.
Oh, they're the best.
I love it. And a couple reasons why I think that this is good. One, I don't think, and maybe his sims are going to improve. They are going to get better. In their current state, I don't think they're telling you anything that is putting you at an advantage. In my opinion.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the nature of like being super early and preliminary stuff like that. And that's why they're not, selling it, showcasing it, whatever. And it's just kind of like something they're talking through on the back end. Yes, I agree with you. But like, it was good to have like Davis leading the ship on that because he was kind of bro sciencing similarly to the way in which like we draft. And it was cool to see that his instincts were, for the most part, correct. Right. With some of the scroll the F down stuff and some of the principles that like you and I have been talking about for 2.5 years. Right. So right. It was, if anything, it's like nice validation on some of the process stuff, but yeah, I'm very excited to see where it goes in the future. But Pete and I were talking about it at breakfast a little bit yesterday, how it's like, man, these might be like, we talk about the evolution of games, right? And the evolution of games is like the barrier to entry is always steeper and steeper. It always gets harder and harder. Look at the evolution of best ball over the last 4 years. It's just like, the new tools, the new additions of the whatever, the edge is getting like more and more mitigated and getting flatter and flatter. And we might look back on this BR season as like the good old days before the sims, before the tools, before the whatever, the way that we looked back on best ball last year before we had, the sidekick and we had, easy sheet and all these cool things that smart people are offering publicly. This might be the last time we have a BR season without, public access to sim-based tools,
I hear that. And what my take is that I think the more time Nerdy Tenor spends in these streets trying to figure these games out, the more he's going to love it because it's such a different muscle for him to use where like
right,
no tool is going to help you figure out, can I push a player around the corner? Do I need to push up Anthony Richardson? Can I wait on Anthony Richardson? He's a good value. I don't have to push him up. Let me take him. There's these dynamics that no room is the same. We're not working with fixed salaries. these rooms are different every single time. That is what makes them fun. And I think somebody like him could enjoy that, where like DFS, it's boring. Here's what it's doing. Here's what everybody else is doing. Here's how I'm going to play. These are different every single time. I think that is what makes them so much fun, is like, I'm not worried about what tools somebody has out there. Like, I have a pretty solid track record of clicking. I just click buttons, John. I click buttons.
Dare we say?
I mean, even the best player on this site, our self-proclaimed best player on this website, Sam Olson, is a mobile bro. Brad from the baseball streets is a mobile bro. John Boy Beats, one of the best basketball players, wins a slow puppy, is a mobile bro. You can't use tools on the iOS app. It's beautiful. I love it so much. And I love that people are enjoying it as much as we do, even if I don't think that there's a tool that can beat the games.
Yeah, man. Well said. I love that so much.
I mean, things are up. Things are going up.
Yeah, the one tool that I would be most interested in, like I saw ETR was doing some sim stuff for the Battle Royale stuff as well there. Haven't fully sifted through it just because we've been busy this week or whatever. But like the stuff that I would be most interested in would be portfolio management, and like, is it plus EV to be playing hyper exploitative strategies with like margins of projection that are only like 1 to 3 points? You know what I mean? Like, is it smart to want to get 80% Justin Jefferson this week comparative to like the first round or something like that? Is that a long time successful and viable strategy, or should you be like super flat through your first couple rounds and then be hyper aggressive with your back end stuff, or should you just be flat throughout forever? Like, that's the stuff that I would really like to try and solve for. And it's less in draft. It's more like macro, how to build.
Definitely. I think for the average player with like a bankroll to play like good volume every season, you know, picking your spots on that, and then kind of like, you know, utilizing some floor and ceiling outcomes, thinking about is it worth having at the field or greater on a certain player. And I think for that type of play style, I personally subscribe to for a main slate. And that's what leads me to not being on Achane, because I think that the bottom on Achane can absolutely fall in this week one, where like he just does not put up the score that you need. Whereas if you're just somebody that like, you know what, I have a huge bankroll and I want to dot the leaderboard, I want to dot the top 10, then you could be somebody that is like, you know what, 20% Achane, 30% Achane for me.
Fins go Burr, bro.
Exactly. Fins go Burr. Fast Man with Mike McDaniels, go Burr, all that stuff. So, you know, as we, something we've never said before, it's a risk tolerance exercise.
Yeah, I've never heard that one.
No. Yeah. Stop me if you've heard that before. So just really cool to see the games being approached by others, because that's the whole thing, man. That's what we've been saying. If you get a taste, you're gonna love it, and it's hard to stop drafting.
Yeah, I mean, you and I have been saying that since the jump. Like, we fell in love with these games so early, and now it's really nice to see other people come into the space and talk about them and like, you know, challenge our opinions or confirm our priors or whatever. It's just really nice to see the emphasis on the growth of these games, because this is gonna be a really fun season. And it was one thing I was talking through with Pete yesterday was, people are clamoring yesterday, like, give us another $5.
They want another best ball tournament.
Best ball puppy. It's like, man, what are you talking about? Like, just put that $100 into week one BR, and you can have a payoff of $30K. Like, just invest in that, buy into this, and then keep pushing it throughout the season, right? The payout structures are nice and flat as well, so that you can keep a bankroll alive for over the course of the season. And then, you know, as you want to allot your bankroll, play certain contests that fit your strategy, right? Or fit your goals.
Yeah, I thought that was nuts. I mean, the user base is just absolutely ill.
I see. Sorry, Ness, to cut you off.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna have to jump in a minute or two here. I am gonna be sitting in on one of those main drafts soon. I wanted to address what Paige said in the chat because I thought it was a really good summation of what we just talked about. Paige just said that the UD drafts is the first DFS game that truly feels like you have to optimize, is only optimized by brains. And then he said every tool is just one piece of the puzzle. Like, couldn't agree more with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I think it's a really sharp way to say it from a very sharp, skilled player. So I totally agree.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I want to hit on two things before I dip on you, Nez. I also have to search for an Emmanuel Wilson line somewhere here because I'm banking on our guy Lloyd not playing tonight, and I want to find me like a 12.5 something on Emmanuel Wilson rushing
Yeah,
yards here.
you're in the desert, man, so you can
I
actually
know.
do that kind of stuff. We don't do that over here, but now that you're over there with the with the bookies, you can actually find yourself some gambling.
It was yeah, I much prefer the pick 'em higher lower stuff. I don't
Oh, you
this
want to
is
play a
not
game?
yeah, that kind of stuff. But yeah, anyways, I just wanted to address the allegations of the tarps off last night. Everybody saw
Tarps
me
off.
celebrating. Tarps off. Your boy's been on a heater since he's been down here. We've had some monster poker sessions. It's been very, very good, and we were feeling the vibes, we were feeling the energy. And then last night in the pool, we started a game, me, Gretch, Corain, and Pete there, that we would just rock, paper, scissors for who gets first pick because we can't draft here. And we would do a snake draft of touchdown scorers. And we did it for every single scorer of when they scored. And each time in which someone won, the celebrations got more and more elaborate. To the point in which Gretch did like a full sprint around the whole place, the whole watch party, and then came back to find out that he did not, in fact, have Xavier Worthy. Pete did to scoop the pot. It was very good. It was very good. So that was me. That was a culmination of me with the Xavier Worthy anytime touchdown, the likely anytime touchdown, coupled with the likely every time likely did something. I was. Oh, we don't need to see it again. We don't
Oh
need
wait,
to,
oh John, sorry, I didn't mean to. I don't know how this got here. Hold on, let me try to. I can't. What is happening? I can't get this off my screen. What's going? What's going?
And
Sorry, John.
that's the second time Pete's caught me slipping with my shirt off because at the dog bowl he caught me when I was playing basketball in the back there too. But
Oh, with
anyways,
the clean jumper. Yeah, I
yeah.
saw that.
So anytime that anything happened with Isaiah Likely, I kept just calling him the best tight end on the field. Like I was like, "What'd you guys expect? He's the best tight end playing in this game." Like over and over
I can only
again,
imagine, brother.
right? So it was a culmination of all this happening, and then that was actually at the very, very end of the ball game where Likely scored to what we presumed would have given us overtime or a 2-point conversion.
Oh.
And I was celebrating the second Likely touchdown, which also would have won the draft game and all this sort of stuff. So I was celebrating, and then it goes to replay, and then I have to put my shirt back on and feel shame, and then find out there's zeros on the clock. So it was a
Dude.
very funny just like situation,
Oh.
man.
I mean, how about that? Those last 20 seconds, the roller coaster of emotions, right?
Right,
We're
yeah.
dealing with Isaiah Likely crushing, and it's the final
Yeah.
drive. He gets a shot in the end zone. Thought there was a touchdown. Then I think he breaks his clavicle. Then he's
Yeah.
fine. Then I think he scores
Everyone
another
thought he was
touchdown.
dead.
And then, I
I
mean,
know.
dude, holy shit! The roller coaster at the end, just
I thought
unbelievable.
my BBM season was over, and then I thought I had the greatest pick in BBM history in the span of like 45 seconds.
Oh my god,
Oh, it was a
unbelievable.
beautiful thing, man. It was a beautiful thing.
So
Um, yeah. Sorry,
so
go ahead, go ahead.
jealous.
Yeah.
No, just so jealous you guys are out there because that's such an immaculate time with all those good people and
Yeah,
everything. So
we
that's fun.
FaceTimed you in for a minute there last night. We wanted to get everybody to say
Yeah,
what's
G
up.
had me
So
muted
yeah.
so no one could hear me. Pete's like talking shit to me on the FaceTime. I can't say hi to anybody. I'm just like
Oh, that's funny. I didn't
I
even
don't know.
realize that. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's been really nice. We had a ship chasing Korean barbecue. Shout out, like you guys, if anyone's ever in this vicinity or just in general, if you've never done Korean barbecue, Japanese barbecue, truly elite, all you can eat style meals. So we did one of that on the first night there. then yesterday, people were doing some drafts and stuff. I was doing some poker stuff, and then we did the watch party, Top Golf, and then tonight we're going to do watch party as a unit here, and then chip chasing party at Blondie's. So if anybody's in the vicinity, if anybody's not in the Discord, if anybody wants to hang out, we'll be at Blondie's after the game tonight. So there you go.
Awesome, man. Should be a blast, of course. Any parting words, or do you have some more time to rip a prime time?
Yeah, no, you do the primetime stuff here. No, my parting words are best of luck to everybody in the Primetime Palooza. You in particular there, Nez, we call that Isaiah Likely. I saw Nick clamoring about his Isaiah Likely percentage in that contest as well. So just love to see the community get on that sharp play there. And then, yeah, I will be back. I'm such an idiot, man. I committed to playing in a memorial hockey tournament. It was for a friend that passed way too young kind of thing, but I'm playing. So I'm going to probably try and take it easy tonight because I'm getting on a flight and then going straight to the rink to play 2 games tomorrow night. So we'll be back on Monday and we'll see how the body's feeling there. So best of luck to everybody this weekend, and best of luck to everybody in the Primetime Paloozas. Help me fill some bombs as soon as I land from the plane.
We got you, John. We got you. Enjoy Vegas. And yes, please do your best to take it easy, but there's no telling what can happen when you're out there. So don't take it too easy.
I only got 1 speed, dude.
I know it.
All right, peace out, guys. Enjoy.
All right, everybody's favorite time of the show.
Yeah, when I leave. Peace.
Peace, John. What a guy. What a guy. I forgot about another promo. It's Fill It Up Friday, folks. Fill It Up Friday. 10% bonus on your next deposit for existing users. Back-to-back Fill It Up Fridays is extremely generous. I did not expect to get yet another deposit bonus. I maxed out the first one for my monthly deposit limit, so I'm not included in this next one, but I think next week, if they run it back, I hope they do, I'll be able to play that. We also have Best Ball Gladiator hitting our accounts soon, I believe today. So that would be huge for us. Jump free, yes. I lost it because I got greedy and I decided that I wanted to do not a pick 2, but a pick 3. And I had O'Neal Cruz higher, 7.5 fantasy points. Green check. Was feeling good. And then I had Matt Olson higher, 7.5 fantasy points as well. And Austin Gomber just threw an absolute gem. Matt Olson in his first 2 ABs flies out with like 90 plus miles per hour exit velocity. So I didn't get home. That would have been 3K had I gotten home on that, but I did not. So RIP to me, but it's all good. It's all good. Throw on some music here. Guys, I'm not gonna lie. My wife texted me to have the gender in our email right now for our child, and we're like freaking out, and I need to figure out what kind of baby I'm having very, very soon. So I think we've got like an hour, 20 minutes left on this show, 22 minutes. I'll give you guys a good solid hour. I need it. I need to know this. Okay. I've got some sweats for this for the live Primetime Palooza, but let's look at tonight's Primetime Palooza. Nobody cares about my teams. We'll figure out how well I do when this slate wraps up. Thank you guys for the human baby love. Higgins doubtful. Is that official? Is that official? And I saw Chase is questionable. Like I said, guys, this does not make me. He's doubtful. That does not make me excited for my Zach Moss stuff. So I don't think I'm going to draft Zach Moss much longer. Folks, Primetime Palooza. We've got 4 quarterbacks at the top of the projections. I love these no ADPs. I love it. I love it. Here's what I have right now. Let me tell you right now, I am flipping this. Definitely Puka over AJ Brown. Granted, I have some Amon-Ra Puka teams. I at least have one. I think it might just be one. However, I like Puka more than AJ Brown. It's different than last slate, where like Nick's saying here, RBs don't matter slate. Michael, it'll pay today. Not sure when, but from what I've heard, it will pay today. Yeah, so last slate, right? It was get your running backs right away. You need to get your running backs. Well, today, for this slate, we are saved with this David Montgomery. The fact we have David Montgomery as our 5th viable running back, we're okay. We don't have to have the arms race toward RBs because we have Montgomery being a viable RB2, but you really don't want to be left without one of these 5. You can obviously, and we'll have to do Blake Corum if you do get left without one of them. That feels fine, right? That feels totally fine. It's risky and it's thin, but it feels okay. And I mean, if I get some nutted teams, I will just run with Blake Corum RB1 because we just don't know what the role is going to look like for Blake Corum yet. There's a chance that it's pretty nice, and he's on the field a lot more than maybe the projections are expecting. And I think that's actually probably the likely outcome. Projections are going to be conservative. I'm going to move Jordan Love down as well. I've been getting Jordan Love pretty easily on this slate. These are just like my gut ranks, by the way. Nothing, I'm not really projections being used here, but I think Khalif Raymond is definitely in play because everybody's going to go JMO on this slate. I think there's a chance Raymond outscores him, a pretty decent one. Really, every lobby is going to be different on these, but I'm going to be mixing and matching my strategies. Sometimes I'm going to be taking Sam Laporta. Sometimes I'm going to be fading him and assuming that he doesn't separate. Sometimes I'm going to take Jalen Hurts. Other times I'm going to do what I just said about Laporta for Jalen Hurts. It's a super fun slate. I'm going to jump in a lobby right now. Let's just see how these play out in real time. Fetching my draft. I'm going to assume this will play. Okay, we filled. I saw your question there, Michael. Want to answer since you are a coveted member here. We appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Can you explain how it works for rankings and autopilot? Do they change up teams, or is it so like if you can dupe yourself? The autopilot is not going to prevent you from duping yourself. Sometimes people like to have multiples of the same lineup. I don't. Sometimes people do. But what you can do is have good rankings. And I mean, even if you like auto drafted like 100 teams with good rankings, you might not ever dupe yourself because every lobby is different. And I mean, you might dupe yourself a couple times, but I think more often than not, you'd be surprised at how many unique teams you would get by doing that. I'm not advising that. You really need to just like figure out how much time you have, how confident you are in your ranks, and the way that the field is playing it if you are going to auto draft. I am of the opinion this is not the slate to auto draft. I really want to know what my lobby is doing when I play these. I honestly, guys, I think Amon-Ra and Puka are interchangeable. But like I said, I have an Amon-Ra Puka team. And that means other people are going to have Amon-Ra Puka teams. And geez Louise, dude, that is insane. Here is my Amon-Ra Puka team, by the way. That is still up. Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Puka Nacua, Romeo Doubs, Dallas Goedert. Here's another Amon-Ra Puka team. I mean, you should not be able to get this, but the lobby allows you to do Jared Goff, Josh Jacobs, Amon-Ra, Puka, Jaden Reed, Tucker Kraft. I mean, obviously we're not thrilled about Tucker Kraft, but if he is playing, I mean, yeah. Bum hunting is a strategy. It's definitely a strategy. And when the game is going on and people are drafting dog bowls, people are drafting main BRs, the Primetime Palooza was out. Nobody was in there except like me and other people without badges. So, guys, I'm getting another Amon-Ra Puka team. Puka Nacua had the best rookie season of all time. He's going up against the Detroit Lions, who do not have a very strong defense. They do have a very strong offense. This game is one of the highest totals on the slate. I mean, I'm doing that every time. And then I'm going to do David Montgomery, even though I do think there's scenarios where Laporta and Corum can be what you need, but I don't want to not take Montgomery and then have Crash Rich or Dingle Boy grab Corum from me, and then I'm screwed. But like, this is my third Amon-Ra Puka team, and I can't believe it. Simply can't believe it. I love Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs is awesome. Multiple 20-plus point outcomes last season. I would probably take Saquon over him. I would probably take Kyron over him. I would take Puka over him. I would consider Cooper Kupp over him. And T. Pollock is a good player. I'm just saying, I don't know about that one. It's not quite Achane level, but I don't think I'm doing Gibbs over Saquon this week. I realize some of these things that I'm saying are just not fun. You know, like, oh, I'm going to take the higher projectable player. Like, dork. Why don't you take the fast, exciting guys? Be a man. All right, we get Blake Corum on the way back. I would probably rather do Dubs or Waymo. I'm going to do Jordan Love and Dubs. I think Dubs is going to play. Yeah, he's playing. He's going to run the most routes on the Packers. We'll do Love and Dubs because I think Jordan Love can be the highest scoring quarterback on the slate and or match Jalen Hurts. And now I got one stack, and I think that it's going to be hard to figure out what's the right stack. Give me the stack with Jordan Love of the wide receiver that's running the most routes with him. I mean, if you guys are just joining in, I see I've got some more viewers coming in. We're doing the Primetime Palooza, 100,000 in total prizes, 10K to first, and you can get Amon-Ra St. Brown and Puka Nacua, 2 first-round picks in Best Ball Mania. You can pair them together on this slate. It's extremely fun. I don't know that I'm going to do as much volume on this slate that I did last slate, but I'm going to try. Now that I know that I can figure out the gender of my upcoming human baby, it's going to probably take away some volume. What's up, Jordan? Do I think Laporta and Goddard give you leverage given tight end scarcity? I mean, there's a chance. There's absolutely a chance. However, there's also a chance that they just don't separate. And none of the tight ends matter. And they all score relatively similar. I think you're going to need to outscore the tight end 2 by like 5 points to matter, potentially more. So that's like where I'm at. I think it's more valuable to win the flex than it is to win tight end or quarterback most of the time. And like on this Jordan Love team, man, I just got Luke Musgrave. That fits what I'm doing perfectly. And honestly, like I'm going to do Tucker Kraft on this team. No, I'm not. If I get Amon-Ra Puka again, I will do Kraft. Here's why I'm considering Tucker Kraft. You might think that that's crazy. Why would I ever consider Tucker Kraft questionable on this slate when I have a great team? The reason I would consider it is because if Tucker Kraft plays, there's a very good chance. Okay, let me take off the very. There's a good chance Tucker Kraft can match Luke Musgrave and or outscore Luke Musgrave and or match every other tight end if he does play. And the ownership on Tucker Kraft in this contest, minuscule. Very, very minor. If Tucker Kraft does not play, if he is inactive, it's okay. If you're not familiar with Battle Royales, you might not understand that. Why? Nez, why do I care? Why would you actually consider it might be good? Because we get swaps. If Tucker Kraft is ruled out, I can then swap to Luke Musgrave. If you are just unfamiliar with that, let me know. I don't want to be hammering down elementary points, but it is week 1. I see we've got 100 people in here. Very cool. Jason saying Kraft outplayed Musgrave on a number of games last year when both played. I mean, there's also the early half part of the season when I think Kraft and Musgrave were both active, and it was like Musgrave was dusting him. The point being is these tight ends on these small slates, I think you should be comfortable getting uncomfortable with the tight ends. There's just a good chance that, I'm not saying we're going to have an Isaiah Likely on every slate, but there's a good chance that none of them matter. Nick gets Amon-Ra, AJ Brown, Cup, David Montgomery. These drafts are fun. Let's do one more. I think I have time for one more. Maybe cram a pick'em, and then I need to get things in motion on this upcoming gender reveal, which is going to be a doggy cake with the icing on the inside, doggy friendly icing on the inside that will be the color blue for boy or pink for girl. Elite Dom Adams asking, why is Jahan Dotson unavailable on this slate? I thought he was on this one. He is. He wasn't available on the last one because of, stat provider trades coming through and just some issues in the player pool. Underdog admitted that, that was their bad, but we have Dotson on this one, which is nice. Probably some sneaky leverage if you're going to draft Jalen Hurts. My hot take is I thought the trade was good for Jahan Dotson and nobody else thinks so. So I'm willing to read the room and think that that's a bad call. I think this could be good for Jahan Dotson, dude. I think he's the best wide receiver 3 that the Eagles have had in a long time. I think he showed enough his rookie season and in college to be intriguing. So by projections here, AJ Brown is well above Puka, and I'm going to play the ADP game and take AJ Brown and just hope that Puka makes it back. This guy's going to go quarterback. You just know. You get a no badge player, he's taking Jalen Hurts. Crash Rich is going to double up on running back. Then this dude's going to take a running back. Oh, he goes running back. Oh, man. Am I going to find out if I'm having a boy or a girl today? This is crazy to me. What do you guys think in the chat? I saw some girl dads. I would knock being a girl dad out of the park if I was a girl dad. Okay, AJ Brown goes. Or I have AJ Brown. Puka goes. I like Kyron Williams quite a bit. I think Cooper Kupp is also really fun on this slate. He's a great week 1 play, I think, where we know Cooper Kupp is healthy and active. So why not play Cooper Kupp week 1 when we know he's healthy? Okay, this guy has one running back. Will he take David Montgomery? I think I'm going to push. risk it for the MF and biscuit, and I'm gonna take Sam Laporta, and let's see if Jorn Quist will allow us to experience generational wealth with David Montgomery. So like, I say all this girl dad stuff, like I'm kind of rooting for a boy, but like, you know, being a girl dad, what's better than that? Dallas Goedert and Devonta to Crash Rich. I'm coming for Crash Rich's crown this season, guys. I got to tell you, I'm feeling very confident after the Primetime Palooza in week 1 that I'm ready to crown myself as, you know, the new king. Luke Musgrave goes, guys. I love this. I love this so much. Through 4 rounds, AJ Brown, Cooper Kupp, Sam Laporta, David Montgomery. The one, I mean, like, where would you take this? Corum or Waymo here? I think it's Waymo. I don't think there's going to be a leaderboard. Rick, it doesn't really make sense for Underdog to produce a leaderboard in like maybe like a top 50. They could in you know, one day, but someone in the community might put out a leaderboard. I would, dude, why is this guy taking Whittington? He's starting to scare me. I don't think this draft gets thrown out. Whittington isn't weird enough, but like, that's weird, right? I don't know. I guess Whittington was flying up boards at the end of drafts. Maybe that's a sharp pick. Crash Rich goes Wickman and probably Jordan Love, I'd imagine. He's thinking about it though. I don't know why he wouldn't go Jordan Love. He's turning into a little bit of a clock bleeder. LBM says, what's wrong with that solid leverage? It is solid leverage, for sure. And when you look at the remaining wide receivers, yeah. I mean, it's Wicks or Whittington, essentially. Or Robinson. I mean, in week 1, I would take Demarcus Robinson over Whittington, but I would take Whittington in best ball, in battle royales. But, sorry. I was taking Whittington in best ball. In week 1 battle royale, I would roll with Demarcus Robinson. I would roll with Blake Corum over Whittington this week. That's just me. All right, Jared Goff to complete the David Montgomery, AJ Brown, Cooper Kupp, Jameson Williams, Sam Laporta team. God, that team is just fucking hot. That is a sexy team. We almost made it an hour. We might make it an hour after I wrap up. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys are having fun with drafting. BR is feeling super fast. Numi just put out a mini battle royale. It's like 50 max, I think, $5 to enter. So more drafts are coming. It's week 1, baby. If you got to take right, victory lap it. Pump your bags. Who cares? You only live once. I'm super excited for Sunday. I can't wait. I'm not streaming Saturday or Sunday, I don't think. Maybe Sunday. It depends on, like, I got to read the room. Sunday is just jam-packed with content from very, very large, good creators. And you guys know how it goes. If you are a grinder and it's close to lock, I mean, like, the only thing that I can, like, maybe think about doing on Sunday is, like, I stream and, like, I am just absolutely plugged in multi-tabling, and I'm sorry guys, I would not be interacting with you very much at all because I would just be drafting like shit. So, and when I say drafting like shit, I mean drafting like crazy. And I'm just locked in multi-tabling. Maybe Sunday if you guys would like that, behind the paywall. Otherwise, best of luck, guys. Enjoy the games tonight, or the game tonight. Yeah, like the video if you haven't. I'm already losing people. Sub if you aren't subbed. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Peace out.